Szczesny, I am not happy to be back playing for Barcelona. Praised 3 players. What did Flick say after Barcelona's win over Real Sociedad? Surprising statement from Drew after his first La Liga appearance with Barcelona. Luis Enrique, I feel regret ahead of the Paris Saint-Germain versus Barcelona match. Surprising comment from Ancelotti on Barcelona's repeated remontadas in La Liga. And before we start, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments on Barcelona's performance against Real Sociedad yesterday. And if you are a Barcelona fan, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, and follow our page. Szczesny, I am not happy to be back playing for Barcelona. Wojciech Szczesny, Barcelona's goalkeeper, spoke about his return as a starter with the Catalan side for the first time this season in La Liga. Szczesny did not express happiness about returning to the starting lineup and winning against Real Sociedad in the match held at Montjuic Stadium. The Polish goalkeeper led Barcelona to a 2-1 victory over Real Sociedad, placing the team at the top of the La Liga table for the first time this season. Szczesny sends a message to Juan Garcia. Szczesny was restrained in celebrating the victory against Real Sociedad, stating after the match that his happiness was incomplete due to his teammate Juan Garcia's injury. Szczesny said in a post-match interview, I don't want anyone to say that I'm happy, because in reality I am sad for Juan Garcia and what happened to him. The word happy is not appropriate right now. I returned to play with Barcelona and I could be happy, but I am not, given this way of returning and his injury. The Barcelona goalkeeper added, I hope Juan returns to the goals soon, where he has been since the start of the season, and we want him to come back to defend our colors again. Szczesny's stats with Barcelona. Since joining Barcelona, the Polish goalkeeper Szczesny has played 31 matches across all competitions, conceding 37 goals and keeping a clean sheet in 14 games. Praised 3 players. What did Flick say after Barcelona's win over Real Sociedad? The German head coach Hans Flick, manager of FC Barcelona, praised the performance of 3 players in the 2-1 victory over Real Sociedad this Sunday. Barcelona moved to the top of La Liga for the first time this season, 1 point ahead of Real Madrid. Flick said in an interview published by AS newspaper, winning against Real Sociedad was difficult, but the players knew how to handle the ball at every moment. We suffered together, but we achieved what was required. He elaborated, It's fantastic to see Lamine Yamal back. Everyone can see what an amazing player he is, but I think the entire team performed well. What surprises me is that the players delivered this performance even though we had only 68 hours of rest since the last match in Oviedo. Regarding their rivals Real Madrid, he added, The road is still long in the La Liga race. He continued, Pedri is an exceptional and great player. He is developing even in leadership. He is an amazing player and very important for Barcelona, defending and attacking, integrating wonderfully with the other players. Before concluding, he said, Drew Fernandez, knows what to do in the final moments, and he gave his all against Sociedad. Barcelona now prepares to face Paris Saint-Germain next Wednesday, in the second match of the main group stage of the 2025-2026 UEFA Champions League. Surprising statement from Drew after his first La Liga appearance with Barcelona. Young player Drew Fernandez expressed his great happiness at making his official debut with Barcelona's first team in the hard-fought 2-1 victory over Real Sociedad in the 7th round of La Liga. Drew said, I am in the team, enjoying the opportunity and continuing to work. My teammates advised me before the match to stay calm and do what I do in training, to press without the ball and enjoy it because it's a unique experience. He added, During the first half I felt confident, and it's part of my personality to be bold. Now I have to keep working for more minutes and better opportunities. Drew's statement after Barcelona's tough win over Sociedad. Regarding his impressions after the match, the player explained, I am very happy. Maybe I could have been more involved in the play, but it's about gaining rhythm in the top division step by step. He also emphasized the importance of the victory, saying, We knew that winning against Sociedad would put us at the top. It was a tough match, but we came through as a team. He concluded, Sociedad played well, scored an early goal, and implemented their style impressively. We had 2 chances to settle the match, and in the end we are happy with the win. Luis Enrique, I feel regret ahead of the Paris Saint-Germain versus Barcelona match. Luis Enrique, manager of Paris Saint-Germain, admitted he was frustrated ahead of this week's Champions League clash with Barcelona. Barcelona will host Paris Saint-Germain next Wednesday at the Olympique Montjuic Stadium for the second round of the group stage of the 2025 to 2026 UEFA Champions League. The match between Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain will see several absences from both squads, which will inevitably affect the game. Paris Saint-Germain will be without Desire Doué, Ousmane Dembélé, with João Neves possibly missing, as well as Kvaratskhelia and Vitinha due to injury. Vitinha and Kvaratskhelia were injured during PSG's match against Auxerre on Saturday in Ligue 1. On the other side, Barcelona will be missing goalkeeper Juan Garcia, Rafinha Diaz, Gavi, and Fermin Lopez against PSG due to injury. Enrique said in statements reported by Mundo Deportivo, watching a match between Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain with 5 or 6 key players absent from Barcelona and important players missing from Paris is regrettable for me, for Coach Hans Flick, and for the fans of both teams. He added, "Tomorrow we will start thinking about the Champions League match against Barcelona, one of the best teams in the world, playing extremely attacking football like us, a team that thinks about playing and defending strongly, but also has great sportsmanship. I don't know how to describe it, but with amazing sportsmanship." The Spanish coach concluded, "It is truly a pleasure to play against a team that shares our identity, our mentality, and our approach." Surprising comment from Ancelotti on Barcelona's repeated comebacks in La Liga. When asked to comment on the report discussing Hans Flick's repeated comebacks with Barcelona, Carlo Ancelotti, the legendary former Real Madrid coach, clearly read the details with a scrutinizing eye and a mix of acknowledgement, astonishment, and even bitterness, given the impact on his past tenure with the Royal Club. Ancelotti, always known for his calmness and depth of words, did not treat the matter as a passing statistic or mere match report, but approached it as a comprehensive perspective reflecting the major transformation Barcelona has undergone since Flick's arrival. Ancelotti began by noting that the idea of a comeback is not just coincidence or isolated incidents, but part of Barcelona's new identity under the German coach. He said that the team's ability to recover in 12 matches after falling behind and reaching 51 victories in 68 games reveals a fully developed project built on discipline, mental work, and control of the tempo. He added that these figures are not ordinary, as they reflect the character of a team that no longer knows how to give up, no matter how difficult the situation. The Italian then addressed a particularly sensitive point: Real Madrid's own relationship with these comebacks. He admitted that Barcelona under Flick directly affected his team's progress in multiple encounters and emphasized that 3 comebacks against Real Madrid are not a minor detail, but a turning point in the relationship between the two clubs. Ancelotti said, "The comeback against Real Madrid is never forgotten because it strikes at the heart of the team's pride and remains engraved in the fans' memory." He explained that these moments personally caused him much pain, not only because he lost important points, but because they revealed that Barcelona under Flick now possesses a mentality similar to what Real Madrid historically became known for in Europe. Ancelotti continued analyzing Flick's coaching personality, noting that the German manager has successfully transferred the rigor of the German school to a team long associated with artistry and skill, blending physical discipline and tactical realism with the flair of both young and senior players at Barcelona. He stressed that this mix is what allows the team to turn difficult situations into victories, asserting themselves not only in La Liga, but also as one of the strongest contenders in European competition. He added that what impresses him most, despite the pain caused by these comebacks, is the determination Flick instills in his players. The team no longer gives up when trailing by a goal or two, but shows greater strength and resilience, as if falling behind has become a wake-up call that recharges the players' energy and drives them to double their effort. He said this mental approach is exactly what any top team needs, and it is why Barcelona now leads the league despite fierce competition. The Italian coach also addressed a psychological aspect, noting that Barcelona players now enter matches with the firm belief that they can turn things around at any moment, and this conviction alone is enough to defeat any opponent, even Real Madrid itself. He admitted that this collective belief was what Real Madrid lacked in some decisive matches against Barcelona during Flick's tenure. However, Ancelotti did not limit himself to praise, also discussing the cautionary side. Over-reliance on comebacks can be a double-edged sword, as a team that constantly falls behind may find itself unable to recover in critical games. Nevertheless, he highlighted that Flick's ability to manage matches and find tactical solutions has made Barcelona a team capable of balancing patience with urgency and organization with boldness. At the end of his statement, Ancelotti expressed his deep respect for what Hans Flick is doing at Barcelona, noting that these successes did not come easily, but are the result of continuous work and a clear philosophy. He did not hide his personal feelings as a coach who has experienced the bitterness of defeat in these comebacks, saying these moments will remain part of his history with Real Madrid, just as they will remain part of modern Barcelona's history. With a tone full of realism and honesty, the Italian concluded, "The comeback has always been part of Real Madrid's identity in Europe, and today I see that Barcelona under Flick is experiencing the same. Football revolves, glory does not stay in one place, and the most important thing is to learn from these lessons and come back stronger."